Hey buds, today we both have the same strain and we're smoking gelato of it.
We cover news stories ranging from a Florida man who's playing the blame game to the Great Vape Escape.
And a conversation with Good Budz Isaac about concerts and something very special.
All this and more today on the Good Buds podcast.
Let's smoke some of this ganja.
Welcome to the Good Buds podcast, the show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. I'm Curtis.
I'm Shank.
And this is episode 55, airing Monday, October 11th, 2021, on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and many more. Thank you for joining us.
Before we start, I'd like to thank Lumenspot and My High Shop for sponsoring this episode and all of our other ones. Check out their link down below in the description and we will talk more about them later on. So Curtis, how you doing today, man?
I am doing great. I had a fantastic time over the weekend/week. Even though I worked a lot, I did have a concert that I attended, and we will be talking more about that later.
Oh,
But
hells yeah.
it was awesome. Thank God my throat isn't super rough right now, but maybe once I start smoking a little bit more of this weed, it'll happen. I don't know. We'll
Lots
see.
of lots of that deep throat training, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Shank, how about you, man? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, man. I had an awesome week as well, good weekend as well. I was very busy. Things are popping off up here a little bit. We're getting a lot of stuff done, so I'm doing great. Very excited to smoke the strain I've got with the buds today and everything. But before we do, I need to remind the buds at home to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter page because we post some awesome behind the scenes stuff and some really funny content there regularly. They can also jump onto our Discord for some really great conversation where we check in daily and love having conversations with our buds. The links will be downstairs for you.
Absolutely. We love talking with you. We love hearing what you got to say, and we love knowing what we can do to make the show better. But if you would like to help make the show better, you can support our show by donating on Patreon. We have several tiers that you can choose from, including behind-the-scenes content exclusive for Patreon and the ability to listen in on the show live. Again, links are down below. You can join us for as low as $1, and you can join our other awesome patrons, such as Mr. Isaac and Mr. Benji Bills.
He is absolutely right. We appreciate our Patreons big time, but we also appreciate all of you buds at home who take the time to click that like button, click that subscribe button, the little bell, and, follow us wherever you can because we really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot.
And be sure to share this with all your other buds, so that way then, we other buds can. We want more people listening.
He's not wrong. Curtis, what do you say we get into the reviews?
Yes.
Good Budz Review, Good Bud.
So, Curtis, what are you burning today for the buds at home?
Well, Shank, today I am burning Gelatti.
Hey, me too.
Hey, that's right. We both got the same strain. We got the same
Yeah.
strain, but it's different phenotypes.
Same genotype, different phenotype.
Hey.
Brow.
So, the strain Gelatti is an indica strain.
Mm-hmm.
Shank, what is the cross?
Well, it comes from California originally, where it was bred, and it is a cross of gelato, which everybody knows, and biscotti, which not a lot of people know, but it is an OG strain.
And it
So
is also great with coffee.
Oh, damn right, biscotti with coffee. Mwah. Kiss the chef.
Now,
But yeah,
as we said, these are different phenotypes. Mine specifically was, even though it was originally grown in California, originally bred there, mine was privately grown here in Michigan and distributed by Dubers Metro. As always, love you,
oh
Dubers.
yeah, shout out tubers.
But that's mine. Shank.
Nice. Mine is a phenotype grown here, actually native in Nova Scotia. It's by Miscu, the company.
We've
The
had
company
some of
I've
them
had.
before.
Yeah, I've had some of them before. Yeah, that's locally grown. I'm very excited to try it out. I got it from my local cannabis retailer in an NSLC here. Shout out government-owned fucking store. No, shout out Dubers.
But anyway.
But this is a great strain from a great
So-
company. I'm excited to try it.
Absolutely. But before we get to that, we also need to show looks. And even though
Mhm.
we have same strains, our looks are a little bit different. For me, the
Yep.
buds are very tightly packed, dense, and they're very elongated nugs. Like they're very pointy. They almost look like AR-15 bullets. Like not the whole shell, like just the projectile part, like just the part that goes.
Yeah. Just the part that comes out of the
Yes.
not the casing,
Yes.
but just yeah.
Yes. So The color of the whole nug is kind of this two-tone, darker emerald towards the outside leaves and lighter forest green towards more of the central parts. And the strain has quite a lot of stems, some sugar leaves. It does have a small amount of dark orange, almost brown hairs on it, but it does have some crystal coverage, but really nothing to write home about on that aspect. It is kind of an average looking nug. It is a little dark, but and like I said, it's really just dense, pointy. Um,
Yeah,
how does your
dense pointy nugs.
but how does your strain look, Shank?
Well, my strain, man, the size is different. I'm not getting those little pointed bullet size nugs. It is like a nice, it's fairly robust size nug. They are very tight though, and they are extremely crystal coated. We're talking, it has that nice dusty kind of layer with the crystal lattice type,
Right.
um, like kind of almost condensation on it, precipitation on it. And underneath the crystal, if you kind of like scrape it aside, there's a nice light, crisp looking green color. Like it's almost like I wouldn't say it's like a between an emerald and a jade. It's not quite like, it's like the not the quite muted color of the jade, but like not quite the
Right.
brightness of the emerald. It's like a little bit in between there. Very nice. It has specks of red hair that cover the outside, giving the crystal just another thing to cling on to and make look dusty. But overall, it is really nice, and I like the nice mix of the dust and the visible clusters of keef. I like when you can kind of see that. It definitely has I guess, a more distinct coating of crystal than yours has.
Yeah, that must have
Yeah,
been different lighting scenarios and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
Or like how they hung it or how they dried it or whatever, like that. Then all kinds of things.
mine
Yours
hung
might be stickier
mine
than
hung
inside the nub.
it well, we'll find
Yeah,
out soon enough, but before that,
yeah.
the
But yeah,
smell, which
how's your smell though? Yeah, we gotta find that out.
well, let's both smell together.
Oh yes, good idea. Let's sniffing together. All right.
All right, some gelati.
Oh man.
Ooh.
That's
Ah.
nice. That's nice. I like that. I like that.
All right.
So what are you getting?
For me, I'm getting like this fine grassy smell. Like
Yeah?
not exactly like super grassy, but kind of fine, almost kind of like a skunky weed almost. Like not exactly skunk, not exactly grass, but like that nice in between mixture. Like
Mm,
it
yeah.
does have a nice
Where you can definitively tell it isn't a skunk ran over in the road. You
exact.
smell it and you're like, that's
Yeah.
kind of skunky, but you're like, it's obviously not a
This
skunk.
this is coming from a plant somewhere, but it's
Yeah.
not actual
Yeah.
weed. I don't know.
That is clearly not a skunk.
But it also has like a nice cushy smell in the back, and it does have this slight fruitiness to it. Like not
Oh,
super
nice.
sugary. I can't maybe like a berry or something, but very slight.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's very grassy forward, a little bit of skunkiness, and a nice cushy back scent to it. But how about you?
Yeah.
What were you smelling on?
Um, a very dense, gassy kind of smell, like a gasoline gas kind of like dense, very dense smell. It's cushy, like that kind of
Yeah,
like, but not the diesel kush, but that kind of more bitter one that you get.
yeah, that's kind of what I
Um,
was getting a little bit.
yeah, like a like
But mine
it's
was
like
more
diesel,
grassy while
yeah.
yours was gassy.
Yeah,
Giggity.
exactly right. Yeah, giggity. But I am getting a bit of that fruity berry scent as well, like an almost kind of fruity, kind of berry-esque kind of scent. And
The dingleberry.
weirdly enough, the dingleberry, yeah, because once again, if we can't, like Curtis said in the previous episode, that if you cannot name the berry, it's a dingleberry. The oddest thing though is I'm getting an almost powdered sugar kind of scent in the back. Like
Ooh.
it's like a powdered confectioner sugar kind of scent in the back. But it's absolutely overpowered by that gas cushy almost skunky. I would kind of say if I think
Skunk.
about it, it has that skunky kind of tone to it, And yeah, it's an interesting scent, and yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it out, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
see
Well,
what it's like.
hopefully you but I mean it was easier for the both of us to get, so hopefully you buds at home can also get a hold of some.
Oh yeah,
Pause
it's
the
everywhere.
podcast and we'll wait. Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you for coming. And now that we all have that, or you just have some weed, just laying around, doesn't matter. We have
Doesn't
bong
have to be the
pack.
same.
I got one right here.
I got one right here.
And hopefully you buds have your bongs packed, your bowls packed, your joints rolled, your blunts rolled, your vapes ready, your rigs ready, your edibles. You can take them now. It would probably be a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And with all of that being said, lighters out. Let's blaze it. Tok tok shkaboke.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Hmm.
So Curtis, how's that tasting for you, man?
Very similar to the smell. I'm getting a very forward grassy flavor.
Yep.
This is definitely going to be a cottonmouth strain. I can already tell. Um.
Yeah, I just had to take a drink right away.
Yep. Same. But yeah, very grassy forward. You do get that nice skunky, cushy in the back of the throat feeling at first. It doesn't hit the lungs too hard. It's nice and smooth.
Yep.
I would say it's slightly rough on the inhale, but it's not like bad, like, oh my God, I'm gonna die or anything like that.
Mm.
Like it's still nice, but yeah, mainly just grassy, slight cushy, kind of lost the berry flavor. I'm going for another hit though. So Shank, how about you?
Nice. Honestly, I was gonna say something very similar. When I took it, it was it got a grassy flavor actually that I didn't really notice too much in the scent. It got a bit more of a grassy kind of flavor to it with like it had. I know what you're talking about with the toke being kind of like not harsh on the inhale, but it kind of makes you feel like you have to hold back a little bit. You like
Right.
take it and it makes you feel like you kind of got to be like afterwards and kind of like hold it like and just so you
Get an
don't
extra,
immediately boo
get that extra
like
gasp of fresh air in
yeah.
before you try to exhale.
Yeah, so you don't immediately, yeah, because otherwise you'd just immediately be like, boo, and like like come out of you like a spirit on like some like freaking possessed Ghostbusters scene.
Right.
But it does taste really good. The berry flavor, the berry scent that was there is practically gone. And overall, man, yeah, it's a good, really good flavor. I do get a lot of that diesel kind of notes, the cushy kind of background notes in there. But frankly, it's nothing that's
Too
like
overpowering
overwhelming or
or
overpowering.
yeah.
It's a nice flavor. It's subtle. It doesn't, and on the exhale, very little to no burn. It was
I
not
agree
a
on
rough
that.
exhale at all. It
Yeah.
was like the
Super
inhale wasn't
smooth
rough either.
exhale.
But like it was like one of those kind of like when the warmth hits your chest, you kind of need to take a second to be like, oh, that's a big toke,
Ooh.
and then yeah, then you, ooh, and on the way out, it's smooth as silk, right? So that was really nice. Really, honestly, once again, I'm looking forward to smoking more of it. But before we do that, we need to look into something, right?
Absolutely. We need to check the online opinions of other stoners who are online because we are other stoners who are online giving our opinions to the online.
Opinion.
That is right. Now, Gelatti has effects being noted. I'm going off of Leafly right now. Um, but Gelatti's effects seem to be mostly happy, relaxed, and euphoric high. It helps with stress, depression, and pain a lot. Being a most people are saying it's being a pretty heavy indica, so some nice healthy or stress and sleep help as well, probably. A couple of
Hmm.
comments say that as well. Some of the negatives do say that dry eyes, dry mouth, and dizziness take effect. So, and I think we both already experienced the dry mouth. I have my beverage nearby.
I got my beverage immediately sitting right next to me as well because on the
Well,
first took,
yeah,
yeah, I had to.
absolutely fucking super fucking dry. But
Yeah,
Shank, I mean,
yeah, what he said. But yeah,
yeah,
what he said. So obviously, since I have nothing else to say, I do need to remind you to check out our Instagram because if you're not already watching our YouTube video, which you should be right now, because my goodness, look at this video that Curtis made. It's fucking glorious. Subscribe while you're here. You can see the weed floating behind our head, like in the background. But if you don't feel like doing the whole visual medium thing and you just want to listen to our podcast and on your own free time, you go to Instagram, check out at Good Budz Podcast, where we post photos of all this wonderful cannabis that we smoke, so you buds at home can ogle at it and enjoy looking at it as much as we do. And while
absolutely.
you're there, click that follow button because we update regularly and there's some really cool stuff that we're going to be
Yes,
announcing on there. So
absolutely. And if you want a little bit more content coming across your feed while you're on that Instagram, I have my own personal Instagram over at Good Budz Curtis. You can check me out while I do some behind the scenes of editing the YouTube video and taking some massive bong hits when I get the chance. All the times.
he's yeah He's absolutely not wrong. There's some big ass bong hoots, but also if you feel like watching some strange esoteric videos where I sit around listening to elevator music and smoking weed, and also videos of just miscellaneous crap that I post, you can check me out over at Good Budz Shank on Instagram. And remember, while you're on there, like give us a follow. Really helps out because we announce a lot of things on there. So if you buds are interested in giveaways or whatever we may have coming up in the future, make sure to follow us.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah. That said, Curtis, I would like to try some more of this cannabis if we could.
Yes, we need to, and we have joints rolled right here, ready to go, so we can, smoke those and,
Yeah.
smoke more weed because we are
Yeah,
prepared. We are seasoned
Yeah,
stoners. Garlic powder,
garlic powder.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But before we smoke them, we have to take a dry hit, so that way we can, see if we can get any extra flavor before we do what they were meant to do.
Taste them terps. Good Budz ASMR moments. Ooh. Okay, that's weird. All right, how's that tasting for you, Curtis?
Second verse, same as the first, pretty much exactly the same.
That's weird, man. I'm getting way more of that confectioner sugar, like
Really?
that sugary kind of like sweetness, and the berry is very forward. It's unusual. It's like super berry and super. It's almost like
Really?
someone took like dingleberries and powdered them with like confectioner sugar.
Ew. Ew and I get what you're saying though. But yeah, mine's mainly just grass and kush a little bit.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
But
That's weird, but
let's see what they are when they are properly lit up, ready to go. Buds,
True.
hopefully you have your joints rolled. Hopefully you have some other medical receptacle ready to roll. It is
yeah,
time
your
to
edible's probably not kicking in yet, but take another bite anyway.
sure, do it. It is time 420 somewhere. Let's blaze it. Tok tok shkaboke.
Vote. Oh.
Once again, burning out of my OG orange 1 1/4 zigzag papers.
And as always, I am burning out of those beautiful OCB premiums.
Very nice.
Actually,
It's
sorry, OCB expert. I apologize. I don't have same. They're the same paper and
same
different
shit.
package.
Didn't matter. But
Yeah, OCB.
essentially,
Trusted
in terms of flavor, grass and kush, just slightly smoother. It's not really any more of that harsh inhale. It's just smooth inhale, smooth exhale. Grass and kush, definitely getting cottonmouth.
I was literally about to say the exact same thing. I'm getting way more of a grassy Kush kind of flavor. A little bit of that sugary kind of sweetness is coming through, but barely enough. It's almost like it's more bitter now. Like, you know how aspartame tastes to some... Are you one of those people, Curtis, that aspartame tastes weird to you? Because I am.
What the fuck is aspartame?
The artificial sweetener. It's like if you drink like a diet pop with like artificial sweetener in it.
What
it
the fuck is
tastes to
diet
some
pop?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're American. Sorry, American audience. I kid. But but no, like it's in diet pops they use
Sweet and
artificial
low.
sweeteners into some people. Yeah, sweet and low or whatever, or stevia or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Now some people like myself have really strange taste buds where when we taste it, it tastes like bitter chemicals. Like if I taste a diet pop, it tastes like someone took Pepsi and put some kind of bitterant in it.
Right.
And it's really not good. But to most people, normal people, it tastes like a sweetener. That's why they use it as a sweetener, right?
Yeah.
But this has almost like the sweetness has kind of transformed almost into that bitter tartness, but not in a bad way. Like
Right.
it's nice.
Gotcha. So it's kind of
But
turned
yeah,
from
it's-
that more to like sweet tarts, or is it kind of like the chemical-y?
Yeah, less of a sweet tart and more of a warhead without the extra sour powder.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
like the malic acid.
Yeah, like that kind of bitter sourness almost.
Right.
Like
Gotcha,
a sharp
gotcha.
flavor. It's nice, and that might be the grassiness coming through too. It might be like that chlorophyll kind of grassiness, like the mentholy feel of grass kind of.
Yeah. Huh.
But shit, it's a nice joint weed. Fuck, man, I'm getting
Pretty
some
good
good
joint.
clouds out of this.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful smoke off the tip, nice white ash.
I'm
Good
getting
weed.
heavy resonation around the thing, fucking like around the seam. It's like
Oh yeah, me
going
too.
pretty deep with resin, but other than that,
I
a
like
nice
that though. That's good. That just means there's a lot of crystal in there, right? Because that's just liquefied crystal.
mine didn't really have that much so that's pretty
Yeah.
good. But it's
Like I
still
said, maybe it
burning
was hiding
smooth.
inside.
Should have
Yeah,
woulda could have been.
because I feel like yours, you were saying that it looked more like wild. It had like sugar leaves and stuff like that and everything else, right? So
Yeah,
maybe yours was more on like the inside of the plant, like inside closer to like, and mine was more processed. Like it looked like mine had been like the sugar leaves were fucking gone.
right.
They're clean nugs, and like it looks like they were very meticulously like almost like tumbled.
Right.
So like maybe just that process like coated the crystal, like some of the crystal from the outside came out and coated the outside,
Yeah,
whatever, like it distributed it. But I don't know, man. It might just be like I said, the processes, and that's the difference. You buds at home, like that's what we always say is that we make a note of saying that it's our phenotype
at the same
of a
right.
certain certain type of strain.
Plus, yours was made by a company that's obviously far bigger and stuff like that. Mine was from a
Hmm.
private grower, so that's assumed.
Yeah,
With that being assumed, it could either be a guy for growing 6 plants, or it could be a guy growing 100 plants to himself. So
exactly. Yeah. So
hard to
it
tell.
varies, and that's the beautiful thing about craft growing, though. Is like it's one of the things that I wish the Canadian market would open up to. Like it's one of the things that I wish the Canadian government would open up to is craft markets because I know I can get strains from my friends. I
Right.
regularly get gifted cannabis from my friends
But you can't
to
go
try
out
different strains.
and find
But
a
I can't
world
go out
class grower who just grows in his backyard for the hell of it.
and yeah, and sells cannabis. Like and like who has a company that like safely and responsibly grows craft cannabis.
Right.
Like I think it should be treated the same as beer.
Yeah.
There are 30 40 microbreweries around where I live, and there would never in a million years be a cannabis like bud tender
Exactly.
area of the
Mean
same nature.
right. Meanwhile, here in Michigan, you can go to a fucking any cannabis store and they'll have 12 different fucking craft strains from
Like
craft
yeah,
guys who only do certain strain. I mean,
yeah,
Lemonade, they only make 12 different strains per season.
yeah, and
Their
they do
Zodiac
it
line.
well. And they
Exactly.
do it well, right? So it's like that's incredible, right?
But yeah, again, it's all
Yeah.
dependent and shit like that.
Well,
And then
like
even
I
the
was saying,
dispensaries themselves, they have their own brands and their own
I may
versions.
have a lot of I may have a lot of socialist slash communist leaning fucking leaning ideals sometimes, but I believe in a free market, and I believe that if cannabis is the government can sell it with proper regulation, I believe that if someone wants to go into that business in the public, they should also be allowed to sell it with proper regulation.
Right.
Like, if they adhere to the same standards and regulations that the government does, then they should be allowed to do the same things that the government does because the
Right.
government works for us, not the other way around.
Absolutely. But
Yeah. So, like, I believe in that very firmly. And
right.
that's the same down in the States. I love the fact that Michigan's got those craft grows because they
Yes.
deserve to get their, you know.
All right.
But that said, yeah,
But with all that
tangent there.
said, ad spot.
Do you like fashionable and unique clothing? Do you like things that shine super bright when exposed to light? Do you like discounts? Do you like advertisements that ask, do you like, over and over, knowing there is no direct way for you to answer back? If you answered yes to all of these questions, or even just the first three, check out lumenspot.com for some lit clothing and accessories, and use the code GoodBudsPodcast at the checkout for 50% off and free shipping. Thank you, Lumenspot, for sponsoring us, and thank all of you for listening. Check it out today with the link below in the description.
Thank you,
Yeah, we're
Lemon
really
Spot.
not trying this week. We're just thank you, Lumenspot. I'm sorry, we're not trying this week, but,
I
but
mean,
anyway.
I was trying, and then you kept going, and I'm like, do I tell him to shut up, or do I just let's just
Nah,
go for
just
it?
roll with it. It's a podcast. We talk.
You
That's
talk.
what we do here. It's true.
But
It's true.
we have other things to talk about. For example, we have stories that pertain to cannabis, and we need to
It's
tell
true.
them to you in Weed News Worldwide. So, our first story today in Weed News Worldwide. Well, technical difficulties. Whoa,
Bippity
computer. Bippity boppity. Squiggly squaggly. All right, there we go.
The first story in Weed News Worldwide.
First story in Weed News Worldwide. This comes to us courtesy of 420intel.ca, link downstairs in the description below, and it's working. We had to white
It
once
is.
then the beginning.
Oh
What?
yeah, pre-podcast that was like half an hour worth of effort on one link.
Exactly. But essentially, marijuana seizures at the Michigan-Canada border are booming. And I mean seizures as in they're taking cannabis, not people are having seizures over.
And then exploding.
Yes.
It's like we're not talking about epileptic people exploding. We're talking about them
Yeah.
taking weed.
I was pretty confused, but anyway.
That's why he originally covered the story. He was really disappointed.
So, Customs and Border Patrol officers spotted a vessel of some sort in the distance near the uninhabited Celeron Island in the Detroit River at 2:35 a.m.
Okay.
This was a fucking, you know, obviously a boat that's cutting through international waterway that separates Michigan and Ontario, Canada.
That's a no-no.
And they noticed something else near the watercraft. Two floating bundles attached to an unconscious man by a tow strap. Or what they believed to be an unconscious man, I should say.
Yeah.
According to a federal court filings, they later learned that the man is Glenn R. Musso of Canada. He was wearing a wetsuit, and his vessel was no ordinary boat. It was a Sea Bob, a personal submarine similar to the underwater jet fictional special agent James Bond used in the 1965 movie Thunderball. So one of those.
The buds at home, imagine they're one of those things that you kind of put your head into, and you wear a wetsuit, and like it's just an air bubble around your head that has like fans attached to it,
that
like
dive
propellers,
you down.
that make it so that you can like propel yourself underwater without having to surface because it provides you with oxygen, like in a dome.
Exactly.
It's like a submersible, but it's not.
It's literally fucking cool, but
yeah, it's awesome. It's badass. I would absolutely love to have one.
Here's
but
the thing. Musso, or I'm just gonna call him Mausu.
Call him Moosey.
I'm gonna call him Mausu.
Mausu, that's a good one.
So Mausu wasn't attempting espionage. He was trying to smuggle 265 pounds of Canadian cannabis into the U.S., which is fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
Homeland
Canadian dang.
Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent Christopher A. Leonard wrote in charging documents filed later the same day. Musso is now serving a nearly 6-year federal prison sentence. Musso's arrest is one of several illustrating the increasingly sophisticated lengths Canadian smugglers are going in order to get the cannabis into the U.S., where there is a state-to-state patchwork of cannabis laws ranging from full legalization to total prohibition. Obviously, you know,
insert clip of the show Trailer Park Boys where Ricky is in a like sinking canoe in the middle of a river with Canadian Border Patrol on one side and American Border Patrol on the other side, and he's arguing with the two. He's like talking to the two of them and basically making them outbid each other for who's gonna get to arrest them. Like the Americans are like, if you come up here, we're gonna charge you and we'll only throw you in for 5 years, then we'll let you go. And Canada's like, we'll do 10 years, and then they're like, well, Ricky's like, well, I'm not going back to Canada then, and they're like, wait, hold on. No, we'll do 5 years, and the Americans are like, "Fuck you! We'll do fucking 4." Like, it's just like, it's like, oh, it's the best thing ever, and they were just like standing there in the middle, like caught smuggling drugs, and it's like, oh, the cue that happening,
but
sophistication.
Exactly. So it's On top of that,
awesome.
There's an increase in fucking Michigan, Canada border patrol fucking seizures and shit like that. There was a trucker who was tricked into smuggling nearly 2,270 pounds of cannabis worth roughly $3.6 million from a nondescript warehouse in North York, Ontario, Canada, located about an hour north of actual Toronto.
Now, how did that happen? I imagine someone went up to him on the street and was like, truck driver who smuggles drugs says, what? And he was like, what? And he's like, I got you.
I'm getting to that. But yeah, he had to go from fucking North York, Ontario to Detroit, where he was arrested by border patrols. The guy owns his own truck, which he contracted to a trucking company that booked the load with a freight broker, who in turn booked the load from a shipper. And it is at least 3 days separated from whoever snuck cannabis from into the freight. So
no, that makes sense because because obviously if he gets a manifest from someone else saying, "Hey, this is ship this, it's completely clean, we promise,"
right.
And that person got a manifest saying, "Hey, ship this, it's clean, we promise," and the person before that, and there's a chain of people saying, "No, this is totally legit," because they didn't bother to check it. And then you take it. It's like, fuck, man. That sucks.
Exactly.
That would suck.
But there's plenty of other examples that they have on this news story, and I will let you buds read them down below. But there is a story about a nurse. There's a story about how there is trading between Canada and the U.S. Obviously, we have stuff to give them too, other drugs, guns, shit like that, money.
Straight up, yo.
But
Straight up. You know, in
you,
Canada, we're just as gun crazy as Americans. We just don't talk about it ever
and
because
you
then people would try to take them.
exactly.
If you don't flash them
You,
around all the time, then people just let you keep them. It's fucking amazing. It's,
oh, so
like,
you have a fully automatic M60?
no, but if I wanted one, I'm sure I could get one.
Probably not.
No, it'd be a lot of paperwork, and I don't want to do any paperwork. I already do enough work for the podcast.
So anyway, that's about it. You can check the news description or just check the description down below for the link for this news story. Check out the other stories,
Yeah.
and yeah, Jake, what do you got for our next?
Well, for my first story of the day, it's a little bit interesting. It's a totally different avenue, but it does involve some people who, like they probably hung out with some people who were busted for smuggling, because this is about a person who escaped from jail. Now, not the traditional escape movie, like this. We're not Shawshanking this shit. There's no poster on the wall with a hole behind it. Like there's no crawling through a shit
Uh,
pipe for half a mile. None of
what do
that.
we got?
So what happened is,
Explain
yeah.
some backstory.
So, a Perry County jail employee has been charged with first degree permitting escape and furnishing, possessing, or using prohibited articles.
Hmm.
Now, so this is crazy. Now, there's a guard.
Yes.
Now, essentially, this is crazy. Okay, so her name is Abby Strange, and she's not really a guard. She's actually an assistant jail administrator, so her job was like administration. She worked in files,
Right.
records, that kind of shit, right? So she just finished her shift, and she went and decided to help an inmate named Sandra Rappold just leave. Um, so it was a really quiet getaway. What ended up happening is that Strange went and disabled the audio on the alarm for one of the doors, right?
Right.
She then went and gave the prisoner her set of keys, or a set of keys. I don't know if it was her specific set, but it was a set of keys that allowed her to unlock the door to her own dormitory. Like the women's
Right.
dormitory had like a lock on the door. Obviously not high security. It wasn't like individual cells. It was just like a dorm room.
And she
but
was
the
just
main
able
door
to
was locked,
open her door and
and she could unlock it and open the door and walk
walk out.
out. Now she went out, got into the car with the administrator, with Strange, and they drove off. Very shortly after that, another guard on duty noticed that the light was on, the signal,
Yeah.
to say that the door was open.
Oh, right, because she shut off the sound. She didn't shut off the light.
Exactly. She didn't shut off the light. She shut off the sound alarm just so that they wouldn't immediately be like, meh, meh, or whatever, right? And, but, yeah, so they got in the car and they took off, but it didn't last for very long. So they were seen leaving the center together. An on-duty dispatcher basically noticed that a warning indicator was going on and said the door was ajar. So they immediately informed the jailer, and they found out that the prisoner wasn't there. So they got a hold of the sheriff's county office. The
Right.
I think what was it? It's the PCSO, which is I think like fucking the town, whatever, the fucking sheriffs.
Perry County.
They the Perry County Sheriff's Office or whatever, right? So they notified the sheriff's office, and basically they were notified immediately. They responded. By the time they got back to the scene, or by the time they reached the scene of the jail, deputies had already got both the jailer and the inmate and returned them both to the detention center. So they already found them. By the time that the sheriff showed up at the jail
It
to
already
find out what the fuck was going on, deputies had already caught them. Like deputies were like, "Oh, we got him," and brought him in.
so
So
wait. It said that they actually like left the jail property.
they did. They indeed this time. However, there were apparently, after they caught them and brought them back, and the story started to come together. What ended up happening? They found out that Strange. It's been suggested that Strange essentially had been letting the the inmate out regularly to vape. She would give her a cannabis vape. This is where it ties into weed. Like it's
I was thinking
before
about
I was
it.
kind of waiting to get there. This is where it ties into weed. Is that she'd give her a vape pen because cannabis in Arkansas is a no.
Right.
Arkansas says none of the grass. So basically, it's a big no-no in the state, right? So like vape pens are not legal outside of jail. They're absolutely not legal in jail. But
The
she
two of
was
the
regularly
the two of
yeah.
them would go out.
Yeah, so it's been suggested that either she would allow the inmate to go out alone and smoke on the vape, or she would also go out with her and vape. So they'd have sessions together, or she'd go out by herself. So essentially, they were saying that obviously she was fired, and one of the quotes says that the employee furnished Rappold with a vape containing marijuana while the two were out. So essentially, she gave her after even like she kept giving her vape pens essentially. Um, so it goes on to state in the article that recreational cannabis is still illegal in Arkansas, and indeed a first offense for possessing less than 4 ounces of cannabis is punishable by as much as a year in jail and a fine of $2,500. Like,
Damn.
come on, man. Come on, stop locking people up for plants. Stop it. But anyway, Normal does hope to put a kibosh on that, though. So vote, please.
Right.
And obviously, even possession of drug paraphernalia for the purpose of use can carry the same maximum penalties,
Right.
which is terrible. And so, as someone was quoted as saying in regards to the suit, or the situation, they said, "Too bad it's a backwards ass state with shitty weed laws, but if you're in jail for something totally not evil, there shouldn't be a problem with lighting up at a specific point, like when you're in the yard, etc. Like cigs," one suggested. Now again, cigarettes aren't legal in most prisons. I'm pretty
Right.
sure 99. I mean, they're in prisons. We all know. You know.
Right.
I know. The dog knows. Everybody knows they're there, but they're not supposed to. They're not allowed. So I mean, I'm sure you can. Weed's not allowed either. I'm sure you can get it just like you can get cigarettes.
Exactly.
You smoke them bum joints if you have to, buds.
But yeah.
But yeah, like basically, a whole people found like a lot of people found the explanation of what happened as wildly suspicious. They basically like a lot of people think that there's a lot more going on with this story, and it's very unlikely. And I agree with this.
They have
That
to
on a
know
whim,
each other or some shit
yeah,
like that.
that on a whim, like that just on a whim, she decided to fucking let an inmate out of prison so that they could smoke some pot together. There has to be like, like either some form of relationship, friendship, like partnership. Maybe they fell for each other or some shit like that. Because I know that guards sometimes take advantage of their positions of power to get inmates, and
Do shit.
inmates take advantage of guards as well. Like it's a
Shit
two-way street.
happens.
But
But
people take advantage of other people in situations like that, and I know that
uh,
essentially it's just not a great
well,
idea to get involved with an inmate and let them walk out of prison when your
right.
job's to keep them in.
Absolutely. And the bud should definitely check the links down below, check up on that
Hmm.
story,
Yeah,
and
this one's
we'll
from
keep you.
thegrowthop.com.
Yep,
Yeah.
and we'll keep you updated as we know too, because I
Oh, for
definitely want to
sure.
know
If I learn
if
more about this case, oh man. Yeah, if
but
I learn more about the case, I'll let you buds know.
exactly. But for our next story, buds, we have coming to you from KOB4 or KOB.com, KOB4 News, and this is federally sanctioned cannabis grow operation to open in New Mexico. That is right, a federally sanctioned cannabis grow. Now, this is an
Okay.
interesting story for obviously
No, just
for
just for the record, right, at the time of recording, cannabis is still federally illegal though, right?
correct.
Okay, okay.
As of
Okay.
right now, it is still federally illegal, but the feds have sanctioned this cannabis grow. Now,
Cool.
there are some good points, there are some bad points. Please listen through all the way. So,
It's funny because Joe Biden's really not much of a stoner, so like it's
I don't think it's specifically for him, but cannabis use is becoming more widely accepted, but for decades there's been one powerful opponent, obviously the federal government. It's still
Mhm.
classified as a Schedule 1 drug, meaning they view it similar to cocaine, heroin, meth. Everyone knows the story. However,
Thanks, Harry J. Asslicker.
exactly. However, with things moving forward, people becoming more progressive, and obviously the thought of cannabis reform now in the midst, politicians and the Bright Green Corporation came together,
I
and
like their name.
I do too. I'll just call them BGC.
Yeah.
Um, so BGC came together in Grants, New Mexico, where they will be growing a different type of cannabis because they are breaking ground on very unique facility. We are one of three in the United States of America that are federally legal to handle Schedule 1 drugs. This is Terry Ruffy, chairman of BGC. Uh, Now, Bright Green Corp is a Canadian company, and they are now at the forefront of unlocking cannabis in
Hey.
Sorry, the fucking. I'm just reading off the article, and they say they're the forefront of unlocking the mysteries of marijuana. So fucking outdated.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
It's glorious.
but anyway,
At the forefront of unlocking the mysteries of marijuana. Marijuana.
bum.
The mysteries of marijuana, starring the Good Buds, Curtis as Curtis.
Okay.
Shank as the horse.
Fuck. So anyway, so the chairman of BGC has
Yep.
stated that they chose Grants, New Mexico, because of the climate. Very, very good climate, and they have some lofty ambitions. And if you look at the number of people that are dependent on opioids for many different pains and ailments that we deal with, the product that we're going to be producing out of here and the patients that we have, hopefully, we're hoping it will eliminate eventually opioids. That is our goal.
There's a good reason why Breaking Bad was set in Albuquerque.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
So as of right now, the bones of a greenhouse have already been built, and the facility will soon house 115 acres of research and cannabis manufacture, with more than 100 employees and more than 300 million in investments so far. However, there are still some concerns, and this is where it starts getting weird for me.
Yeah.
For example, the mayor, Martin Hicks, mayor of Grants, they haven't even talked to anybody in the city of Grants until today, and that makes me very nervous. So, understand that more than likely, since this is federal research, obviously, they're probably storing
Yeah.
it on federal land, but it's probably federal land relatively close to
That,
Grants.
that or land that the government purchased from a private, because they can do that too. Like they can go to a commercial district and they can be like, we're buying this land with government funds, like
Right.
from a private like owner. But either or.
As of,
Either way, it's government land now.
right. More than
Now
likely.
that they're slapping something on it, it's theirs
Exactly.
now.
So, since they haven't talked to anyone in the mayor or in the city of Grants, Hicks, who is known to be outspoken, is have some reservations. His main concern being water, where they're getting water from, and where they're getting their workforce from, and where's the workforce going to live. Specifically,
Hmm.
this is referring to obviously, is this going to take up all?
Honestly,
Is this
a
going
good
to?
mayor has concerns, like
Of
you know,
course.
like
But
yeah.
what they're saying is basically, is this going to take up a whole bunch of our city's resources in terms of water and the workforce? Are you going to use the workforce
Yeah, New
that's
Mexico is like deserty and fucking hot and shit, right?
right?
So
So water's kind of needed, And
needed water.
And on top of that, are you going to bring 100 people in and have them live with us, and then we have to deal with them, or are you going to use 100 of us to go in there because we're not all scientists or cannabis growers? It would be
Yeah.
cool, and it would open us jobs.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's probably some midway there,
Now-
like that they'd hire some people for something, and
Of course.
hire
Now,
federal for
The
other
thing
things.
is, they are initially going to have over 400 local jobs needed for construction of the fucking facility, of course, which is
That
nice.
alone is going to be a boon to the economy there. Like, I mean, all the contractors in that area are going to be booked solid, which will be awesome.
And the CEO says that their water system will ultimately use less water than the neighboring city golf course, which should be nice. Obviously, we've seen before that most cannabis companies can use water recycling and can be very eco-friendly,
Yeah.
very green.
Yeah, except for the crappy ones. We've covered a few in the past that are absolutely
Right.
terrible, but those ones are normally not. They're trying to hide what they're doing,
Yeah.
and so they
They're
don't
usually,
buy expensive stuff. They
illegal.
they dig. Yeah,
Or-
they dig out stuff. They don't really care about dumping and shit and everything else. And
They're-
like
they're
we
u-
found that.
They're usually illegal. So,
Yeah,
not even
and
in
this
the
is
same-
a federally
That-
mandated one, so there's a possibility that like
it's-
they could be douchebags, but there's a high unlikelihood that someone who's
It's-
in the cannabis industry already is going to do that.
It's exactly. It's
Yeah.
very unlikely considering, like I said, BGC is already a corporation
Yeah.
from Canada. They
Yeah.
already are.
It wouldn't fly in Canada.
good.
They would never
They
allow
wouldn't do
that
it.
in Canada.
So-
yeah, our waterways, we have like laws specifically about Canadian waterways and shit, and it's like
So, yep, that's
Oh, that's interesting though.
basically what we got.
That's-
News link will be down below, and
Yeah.
Nope.
So the sheriff brings up some good concerns though about like the government not really asking about the land, but it's
so What's your next story, Shane?
Well, essentially for my next story, my final story of the day. This is actually a kind of little bit of a compilation of a couple silly stories. So essentially, this starts off with a speeder driving in Florida. Nice little Florida man story. That's right. He was going 59 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. Now, for my Canadian buds, that's 56, a 56 zone. He was doing 95 kilometers per hour, which is a lot. It's like 40 over the speed limit, right? So, an officer saw him driving down the road, pulled him over, and basically, they were like, hey, we're going to run your plates, ran his plates, found out that the car had a seize order on it saying, take this fucking car if you see it on the road. And he had lost his license. So the cops were like, okay, we're going to search his car, find out what's in here. So they went through and they started searching the car and they found an undisclosed amount of cannabis inside the car. Now, this is a guy named Javier Marquis Hill. He's a 21-year-old dude. Basically said, yeah, it's my cousin's weed. It's not mine. Immediately dropped it on his cousin, man. Immediately was like, yeah, not my weed, man.
Not mine.
It's my cousin. My cousin. Like, and it's like so many, and obviously we all kind of probably have a bit of an experience with people who've been like, no, man, it's not my weed, I swear, like, I'm holding it for a friend. Like, it's a fucking stereotype, right? But
So was that a Mexican
apparently-
accent you just did?
It wasn't Mexican, it was
It
just
was.
me being concerned.
He was,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
It was, man.
What, man? I don't know what you're talking about, let's see. But anyway, fucking, I'm not even going down that road. I'm so sorry. And I'm not sorry at all. But, but anyway, like, he's not the only dude to switch gears, essentially, and place the blame on someone else, because this past spring, a teen driver who was in the UK blamed weed smoking by a passenger in his car as the reason that he tested positive for THC. So essentially, the cops pulled him over. He was like, no, man, I didn't smoke any weed at all. Like, my passenger was smoking it, and we just had all the windows rolled up, man. Like, fucking,
Jesus.
like, it's, yeah, and so obviously the court was like, nah, and they just banned him from driving for 17 months, and they fined him like 500 pounds, I believe.
Yeah.
It's like $865. So I mean, that's a dumb fee. You got a dumb fee.
Right.
And also another Florida event, a driver and passenger stopped by police, both of whom admitted to smoking cannabis after they were asked what the skunky smell in the vehicle was. But both of them claimed to not own a backpack that happened to be full of weed. So there's only two of them in the car, and the car reeks of weed, and they both admitted that, yeah, they've been smoking weed. And then the cop found a bag of weed in the car, and they're like, nah, man, it's not mine. Oh my god. It's just, it's like...
Both claim not to own a backpack that happened to be
both
full
of
of
them,
weed.
yeah. It was like full of weed. The cops were like, okay, man, obviously get out of the car. We're going to search the car. They searched the car. They found a backpack in the backseat, and they were like, hey, which one of you owns this backpack with weed in it? And they were both like, I don't know, man, not me. Not mine. You touched it last.
Right. Jesus.
Like, yeah, man, straight up. It's like goofy. It's like, it's goofy, man. But
Those guys are ridiculous.
absolutely. And so basically, like, it's one of those things where, as I always say, doing more than one illegal thing at a time is just a stupid thing to do, and it should always be avoided. If you're like, if you're baked as hell, drive safe and responsibly and carefully, And if you're transporting weed, don't get baked. Like, just drive the weed to where you're going. And if you're like, it's easy, it's not complicated. If you're going for a drive and you have a couple joints roll up for the drive, you can biff a couple joints out, and if they land in a puddle, you are in luck. It's like you're golden, right? But like, it's like one of those things where if you got like a bag and a half of weed and you yeet it out your car window, it's like gonna be like every episode of Cops I've seen where they're driving down the road and they try to ditch the drugs.
That was not smooth. That was not smooth.
You just see it, and it like clearly, distinctly lands fully visible on the road.
Right.
It's like, fuck, man.
Oh yeah. But yeah.
Ridiculous, but yeah. It's obviously there's a little bit more to the story, some more details. If you buds want to check it out, you can check it out. It's also from the Growth Op. The link will be down below for you in the description if you want to just kind of read into it. And yeah.
Yeah. And Justin Bieber has his own weed now. It's named Peaches.
Oh yeah, it's only available in California, and well, like obviously, like every fucking celebrity strain is.
Yep. And with all that, that's Weed News Worldwide.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us for Reading News Worldwide this week. It was really, really awesome, very, very fun. Now we are going to go into a quick ad spot before our next section.
Hey buds, you really want to show off your love of marijuana or just really shine at your next smoke session? You really want to go to myhighshop.com for some of the coolest cannabis clothing and accessories. They have shirts, sweats, jewelry, grinders, and even pipes made out of amethyst crystals. You can check them out using the link below and let them know I sent you by using code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. You can save 35% off your entire order and free shipping. Again, that's code GoodBudsCurtis at checkout. Thank you to myhighshop.com, and let's get back to the show.
Thank you very much, My High Shop. You guys rock.
Yes. So, Shank, how are you feeling?
Man, this weed is ballin'. This is good stuff, man. I'm feeling good. I'm a little heavy in my chair. But nice, happy head high, good focus. I don't feel lethargic or tired at all. My mouth's a bit dry, but I've been sipping away at my bevy to keep that at bay. No munchies to speak of, and yeah, man, I like this strain. It's good. It's hitting me pretty well and feeling pretty awesome to me. How about you, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Similar. Like I got that nice. I'm happy. I'm relaxed. I do feel like a lot more active than I feel like I should be for an indica strain, but it's good. Definitely euphoric, relaxed high. Definitely got or dry mouth. Again, I've been sipping on my
Yeah.
Pepsi the whole time.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's the hardest hitting symptom I think I've found.
Exactly. But with all that, I'm still willing to take one more toke, and I still got a bong packed right here, ready to
You
go.
know what? I have my bong packed right here as well, and I'm gonna dink it in a second here as soon as I can find my lighter. Give me a moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. I found my lighter. It was in my lap the whole time.
Sons of a bitch. And
I
with
hate when I have my lighter for myself.
and with all that being said, we are going to take a quick little bong hit. We are going to bubble it. Toke toke shaboke. And we are going to get into our conversation. So proud of you, Isaac. You got this. All right. Hey, buds. Welcome to the conversation portion of the podcast. Today, it is, as always, me, Good Budz Curtis, Good Budz
Hey.
Shank, and we are joined by Good Budz Isaac. How you doing, fam?
That's right.
Oh, yes. Isaac found his
Buds,
own special fourth
we are so-
dimensional pocket.
We are so excited. So Isaac went and found himself his own fourth dimensional pocket today, and this is a very special episode of the Good Buds podcast.
AKA, he found an undisclosed location.
Yeah. And he is going to be burning some cheap with us today.
Isaac, what do you got for us?
It's called
The
Forbidden
old forbidden
Jelly.
jelly bean.
Have you or did you do any research on this? Shank,
Well,
did you do any
luckily-
research for him?
Luckily for our buds at home, I did indeed do some research on this bud for him. Forbidden jelly bean is a rare indica strain. It is a hybrid though. It's made with jelly breath and forbidden fruit. This strain produces an uplifting and cerebral effect that will cause happy feelings and tingly feelings. It features a nice musky flavor profile with bold undertones of sweet cherry. It's a medical strain, typically, that patients choose because it helps with cramps, stress, and chronic pain. Chronic pain, the best kind of pain. So according to growers, forbidden jelly flowers come in popcorn-shaped buds with dark green and purple foliage, and Isaac's looks pretty damn good. He's snapped a shot of it for us, and we can throw that up on Instagram. Or
I've thrown it up there.
Yeah, Curtis got it there for you right now. And so, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. The rig he's burning
Isaac's
today.
super fancy rig that he's burning on
Up the
today.
rig I
Classy as
have
fuck
too, if
today,
you
boys.
want.
I'm jelly, actually.
Is that Mountain Dew or Pepsi? Mountain Dew?
Do
Nice.
the do. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, so that's amazing. So obviously today, for the first time in the conversation portion, Isaac's
Mountain
going
Dew.
to be joining us for what we always do, eh, Curtis?
Absolutely. And what we do is we have I have a bong packed right here.
And I have a bong packed right here.
And Isaac has a can packed right there.
Isaac has a Mountain Dew can right there.
Now, normally we don't recommend it, but obviously he doesn't smoke that often, so this is a temporary fix, so we
Stoner
don't
in need,
mind.
MacGyver's what they need.
And with that being said, hopefully you at home have your bongs packed, your bowls packed, your joints ready, your blunts ready, your vapes ready, your rigs ready, your pop cans ready, and your edibles ready. It is time to blaze it. Toke toke skaboke.
Toke smoke. There it is.
Oh,
The first official full Buds
beautiful.
Crew toke moment. That
Beautiful,
was
sir. The whole Buds
heart.
toke. I
my heart.
should have sent a screenshot.
I know.
And he's going
my
in for
heart.
another toke. I have to
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
got to rip it.
Another
Yeah.
blaze
Nope.
of buzz.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to blaze it too. Get it, grab it quick.
Just clearing it out.
Got to cap those bowls. Cap those bowls. Now I'm going to wipe
Cap
this
it.
joint up.
Fucking cranking 90s on them.
Man, Isaac, that's fantastic, buddy. I'm glad to see it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
obviously, now for the buds at home, keep in mind, there was no pressure here. We did not force Isaac to smoke weed. We never wanted him to or needed him to. We wanted him to because he's our bud and we know how good
Force
it
him
is.
into the basement? Yes. Child
Yeah.
labor? Yes.
Yes.
Cleaning and indentured servitude? Yes.
Yes.
Make him smoke weed? Never.
No, never. But it's something that he wanted to do, so we're happy he's joined us for that.
Isaac, how are you feeling, bud? Weird.
Weird.
Nice. Still got a little bit left
That's
in
good,
his
man.
can.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Hell yeah.
it's good to take it nice and slow when you're starting off, right? As a well versed and well experienced smoker of cannabis, I know that personally, I could cheese a bowl no problem, stuff like that, and be okay with it. But
Sure.
and it's easy to forget as experienced stoners that as a
I've already packed
starter,
another one.
as a beginner, and I've already lit a joint. And as experienced stoners, we know that we sometimes forget that when you're starting off, you take it a little slow, right? Low and slow.
Exactly. And he's got just a nice little piece.
And it's a good strain because I believe that Forbidden Jelly is usually tested around 18% THC.
So nice, like low THC,
yeah,
nice
it's
little
not a
hangout,
super
chill
high
out, relax.
THC, not a huge high THC strain, and also his strain that he's smoking also has creative, euphoric, and uplifting effects, so that's pretty sweet. Obviously,
yeah.
Curtis and I are smoking different shit than he is this week. We've got
We both got
gelati.
gelati.
Yeah, we're both smoking gelati, so yeah,
Hey,
that's funny.
hey,
Gelati and jelly bean. That's funny. Mm-hmm.
Whew. You good?
You got a good hoot. You got a good hoot. Remember to breathe between tokes.
Remember to just breathe in general.
Yeah.
Keep breathing, Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh.
How's that feel for you, brother?
Oh, fuck.
How you feeling, man?
Yeah, it'll take a minute or two to kick in.
Punch you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
You
Gonna
go get a drink.
For sure, man.
Oh,
Hey,
cool,
he's
man.
he's not a seasoned stoner yet, so that's why he's not fully prepared, but he will
Yeah.
be soon.
Yeah, that's right. He will be prepared.
I don't know.
I've got my bev sitting
I don't think
right
it's hit
here.
me yet.
We've got some
I'm sipping on mine
snackos
right now.
right beside me. And so while he's running out of his fourth dimensional
Most
pocket to
def
go
got
grab a
time now,
beverage,
so I
Curtis,
guess
I
I'll
think
be
now would
back.
be a great time to talk about
Yeah.
both of our favorite topics.
Oh
Music.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Concerts.
Concerts.
loud
Concerts
noise.
specifically.
Concerts specifically. We'll have a whole music episode later, but concerts more specifically, just to kind of narrow it down. So
So, concerts are fucking very integral for probably both of us. It's
yeah,
one of the best ways for social gathering and fucking
absolutely.
just full expressionism of music and art and shit and all that stuff. Fucking, I don't know. I'm super hyped and super geeked about it personally because, like I was just mentioning, I had just gone to a concert
Yeah.
over the weekend. Fucking
Badass looking concert from the photos you sent to the group.
fucking amazing concert. First concert, and on top of that, it's the first one that I've been to in quite a long time. I think the last one I went to was back in 2017, 2018.
Oh wow, yeah.
And
Pre-pandemic
yeah,
times.
fucking pre-pandemic. I think I skipped anything in 2019, and then 2020 happened. I'm like, oh fuck, I really need to go do something now.
Yeah.
So as soon as these opened, me and my girlfriend found that Asking Alexandria, which I'm kind of a fan of their new music, not so much
Yeah.
their old music, but I like their new stuff.
I like a mix of both.
Absolutely. And A Day to Remember was playing, and A Day to Remember, I love them.
Of course.
So
Of course. And
Exactly.
yeah, and like, and as someone who's like, I've performed at a few, like obviously I've mentioned before on the podcast, like I'm a musician myself, and I've performed a few shows and everything else, and that's like a huge part of my life, a major part of my life, and I'll go more in depth about that at another time when we're talking more about like different shit. But like concerts have always been a very cathartic and comfortable place for me, and I love almost as much as being on a stage watching the audience, I like being in the audience watching people on the stage. And there have
Oh,
been
yeah.
some nut
I'm
bar
sure you can
concerts.
definitely feel for them a lot of the time, though. Fucking
Oh,
like
so much.
fucking when they're touring and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Fucking, I'm sure you know how much effort and how much stuff they're putting on for a
Well,
concert. So
I've only gone on relatively small time tours, like relatively small, like not huge tours, but some decent sized ones, like a couple weeks, maybe a month or two kind of thing. Nothing
Yeah.
compared to what large name bands do, and I know that even the stresses of a small tour, like you come out in the negative a lot of the time when you're touring, right? Like you end up,
Right.
you're like you start off with like $500 to $1,000, like with end of van, and like you end up being like $17 in the hole to some dude in a random town who loaned you $17. Like, it's like
Right.
one of those things, but it's fun. It's amazing, and it gives me a lot of respect for bands that you see on stage that are fucking amazing. That you can tell that they care
Ones
for
who
each other,
made it.
and that they're like and that they care for
Oh,
each
yeah.
other, and that they're a cohesive unit, like that, like they get up on stage, and when they get performing, like you can tell they're having a great fucking time. Like even though tour sucks, in that
Yeah.
moment you can tell they're having a good time entertaining everybody and being there, and you can tell the difference between, like, I've seen
Right.
shows where you can tell the band was not thrilled
Well,
to be there.
Uh, well, first off, name a couple of the band or a couple bands or a couple concerts that you've seen that were fucking incredible. A couple of
Okay.
like your favorite ones that you can name off the top of your
I
head.
will list off my top four concerts, because it's the easiest
Alright.
thing to do. Top four concerts. Number one
Well,
concert.
start from four. Start from four.
Okay, number four concert, George Thorogood, and I'm counting both
Alright.
of the times that I've gone to see him, because I've seen him
Okay.
twice. They were both amazing shows. They were 10 years apart, but the dude didn't age a day. He aged visibly between the concerts,
Musically,
but energy
not at
wise
all.
and like performance wise, not at all. So I'm counting them as one performance, because George Thorogood, number four place, his concerts were
Yes.
fucking awesome.
Right, right.
So third place is I'd probably have to say Kiss, because I'm not a huge Kiss fan. I'm not a giant Kiss fan, and
the
but
performance.
the performance was incredible. The fact that they're legendary music wise is also fucking incredible. Like the Kiss is historical as a band, as far as bands go. So that was amazing as well. Like it was cool to
Right.
be there. Number two, second place is Rush. Rush was fucking awesome. They were they're R.I.P. Neil Peart. They're one of the best, most talented group of people I have ever seen in my life on a stage. Just like the fact that they can do what they do, performance wise and musically, it's something that me, like when I listen to their music, it's like not just like I can't dig just surface level into it, because they're so musically all over the
Right.
place that it like
Right.
I'm like my brain can't help but break down every single time change and like rhythm structure.
Right.
And it's amazing. Like technically they're really beautiful, and musically they're great. They're catchy. Like they make catchy songs that by no means should be catchy. And that's
Yeah.
my number two. My number one concert of all time, nothing will trump this, is when I got to see Guar,
Oh
John
my
for the
God.
Cowboy,
Oh,
and Lamb of God.
dude.
And I think All Star Assassins were there too. But
Who cares at that point? Just
fucking
War,
Austin,
Lamb
whatever.
of God, all
But
in there.
Guar, Lamb of God, Job for a Cowboy, and to clean up the entire rest of the bill, Protest the Motherfucking Hero.
Eh.
Dude, I love them. I love them. Like,
I
they're
know.
my
I
favorite,
get.
I'm a math
No,
rock
I'm
guy.
sure
I
they're.
like, yeah,
No,
like I
I'm sure
play.
they're a good band and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but that wouldn't be the one that I ended it with.
Well, for me,
I would
but
have
still,
said
for me,
Guar at
well,
the end.
Guar is
That
ballin'. But the thing is, for me, like Protest the Hero, I like for me, like because I can't perform that kind of music. When I pick up a guitar, I do more like Dispatch style music. For anybody who doesn't know Dispatch, Google them. If you know them, then you know what I'm talking about. But like, it's more acoustic, like kind of alternative rock kind of shit. But man, listening to somebody play math rock, like Tim Henson playing like Polyphia style math rock, or fucking like Protest the Hero and that kind of shit, it blows my mind for a totally different reason. It's like watching someone do something you could never do and just being like, it's like a fucking superpower. Yeah, but
All right.
really it's not. But for you, Curtis, what would you say some of your top favorite performances you've seen?
Well, I can now say I have, or I got a fair top five for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, number five is going to be the Juggalo Day concert that me and my cousin went to.
Oh, hell
I'm gonna
yeah.
throw it on the list. I'm not a huge fan of Juggalo music, and I wouldn't
The
consider
energy is
myself a
beautiful, though.
Juggalo. The energy was amazing. The fact that we went, it was a free concert. You just had to bring food. It was a food drive.
Sick, dude.
So it
Yeah,
was literally a
Juggalos, by the way,
charity event.
ICP, anybody out there listening in Good Budz Land that didn't know it, ICP actually donates over 10,000 pounds of
A
food
lot.
every year to local food banks.
Yep. And this was one of their ways of doing it. And this is Juggalo Day, which was in Detroit. Uh, obviously their hometown, so it's
Yeah.
very fucking likely that they would do something
Fago's the
like
way to
this.
go. Actually, I found out
So-
they sell Fago nearby here. Actually, I could pick it up at a store.
Right.
Started
So anyway,
carrying
they had Juggalo Day, and first off, before the concert, there was a wrestling match in the basement of this
Always.
venue. So, not,
I'm glad it was in a
not
basement.
always, but
Okay, no, there's always a wrestling thing there because Juggalos love wrestling and shit. But
Yeah.
in a basement,
it was literally. I didn't know that this theater had a basement, and sure as shit, in the basement they had a fucking wrestling ring set up. People just surrounding it. It was backyard style wrestling. Like there was some fake stuff, but there was real shit. People smashing light bulbs and
fluorescent
stuff.
light bulbs. Yeah.
And this is just pre-show, and then they're just like, "All right, everyone, go upstairs now for the actual concert." I'm like, "What?"
Like this isn't the
Let's
show.
go.
Let's
So we
fucking
go
go.
So we go upstairs, go to this huge auditorium. Everyone's smoking weed and shit already. Me and my cousin are lighting up joints already. Like, all right, bet. Concert
Yeah.
begins. It's all just energy. Whoop whoop. Fago spraying shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
It was
man.
great.
Well, there's
number
some really
that's
wholesome,
number
great
5.
guys like at ICB, and that's number 5. So I'm expecting gold from the next
Exactly.
or the next one.
Oh, I kind of hyped it up a little bit. You know, come to think of it,
Yeah.
that was number 4. Number
Okay.
5 is going to be my first concert, which was Iron Maiden.
Ballin'.
All in concert. Fucking,
That's
we were a
fucking-
distance
that'd be
away. It
great
was lawn
fantasy.
seats, but it was still great fucking concert.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Uh,
Getting to see him live is all that matters.
Now, my number 3 is going to be both times that I've went to see Streetlight Manifesto, just because of the communal energy and the fact that they sound fucking amazing live.
I'm still so fucking jealous that you've got to see one of my favorite ska bands of all time.
Twice.
Twice. I love ska. I used to be a ska
love-
kid. I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
punk. I was a punk kid. Then I was
Then
a
I became
ska
a ska-
kid. Then I was a ska kid, and then somehow I became a metalhead. I don't even know what happened.
Shit happens, you know? You just
I,
change
got, I
it
guess I
up.
got. I guess I got angry.
So, Streetlight Manifesto, both times, I will consider that for my number
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, you can count it as one.
Number 2 is extremely difficult because it was... Shit. It's difficult now because the concert I just saw last night, I think I'm over ecstatic about because, you know, it was my first foray back into concerts, and it was also meaningful because I went with my girlfriend and I like her a lot. So
Yeah. You like to touch.
I
her
want to
vibe.
put I do I do
Oh,
like
did
that.
you not? Did you? I need a quick question. Did you
Yeah.
or did you not touch tips during disrespect your surroundings?
Did you not see the group chat? Fuck yeah, I
No,
did.
I did. I just had to confirm it for the podcast audience.
Oh yeah. During a Day to Remember's breakdown where it goes disrespect your surroundings, me and my girlfriend hardcore touch tips. Back. On record. And I wanted to put that one in number 2, but I have to be honest. Number 2 is Avenged Sevenfold, Nightmare After Christmas tour. This was the concerts they did right after the Rev had passed away.
Yeah.
It was with Stone Sour and Hollywood Undead. It was at the Palace of Auburn Hills. They literally started off with Nightmare because that album had just came out,
Yeah.
and a guy fucking comes in from the rafters of the palace, a basketball arena on a noose. It was incredible.
Pretty goddamn awesome.
And the rest of the show was fire and flames, and it carried on.
Sorry.
But that's overshadowed by number one at Comerica Park, where I saw events unfold again, as well as Volbeat and the headliner Metallica.
Oh my god, I can't believe you got to see Volbeat live in concert.
Fuck yeah! So Volbeat
pretty
events
sweet.
unfold again, and Metallica. Lots of fireworks, lots of flames, lots of performance shit, stage
Oh
antics.
yeah,
It was
man.
incredible.
Any Metallica show outside is gonna have so much fire.
It was just like it's like the Kiss show, fucking. Except
Yeah.
I fucking love Metallica. So
Of course. Well, if anybody remembers, like, I mean, like James Hetfield has famously caught his hair on fire or burned his face during a concert because of fire.
exactly. Oh hey Isaac,
Hey, Isaac's back. Welcome back, bro.
hey,
Uh,
you
How
good?
you doing?
yeah.
Yeah, bet. He's got his
Oh.
bevy now. He's drinking the Mountain Dew.
So now you're drinking Mountain Dew, getting ready to make another articulate bowl piece.
Seriously, that's classy as fuck, bruh. Yeah.
But anyway, me and Shank were just talking about concerts, favorite
Yeah,
one
we
and shit like that. So,
Uh,
what's your favorite concert that you've been to?
none. Haven't been to one.
Never
Didn't
been
you go
to a
the-
concert?
Didn't you go to the Wiggles when you were like 4 or 5?
Actually, no.
Oh, shit, man.
I think the closest I could think of anything to a concert was High School Musical on Ice.
Dude, that counts, bro.
Bet.
That
I'll
counts,
count
bro.
it.
Everyone has AIDS. Oh wait, that's a different song. Different musical. But
I've been there, went there like years ago.
so
I mean,
hold
I
on.
thought you.
We need to stall on this topic for a second.
It was
You went to
free.
High School Musical on Ice.
It was free, and dude, I was in elementary
This is
school.
new knowledge to
Fuck
me.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I thought you were going to that one concert.
I was supposed to go to a Linkin Park concert, but
Yeah, what happened to that?
Well, Curtis. I mean, you know.
Oh,
someone said, "Hey, I'm gonna kill myself."
Yeah, I don't want to live anymore.
oh.
I may sound Angie, but for the rest of the song.
No, for real, like for real, man. Like
talented
just-
man,
Love you,
If,
Chester.
if you're struggling out there, fucking talk to somebody. But
talented man,
like,
talented
but
man.
yeah, no, like
But
that.
yeah, I was
that's-
supposed to go
Yeah.
there, and it never happened.
Ugh.
It's all right, man. I mean,
Alright, well-
hey, shit's opening up
Yeah.
now, so hopefully you can fucking go see some actual
It's true.
concerts.
Yeah, concerts are starting to be allowed to go on. I've heard about some
So-
exciting tour dates coming up. So
Who would be some people you would want to see in concert, Isaac?
Who would I
excluding the
wanna
Wiggles, as
see?
we all know.
Fruit salad.
Yummy. Oh, real quick before you answer, we'll give you time to think about it. After the concert that I went to,
Yeah.
fucking everyone's getting out. It was a rock metal concert. Fucking everyone's headbanging, jumping up and down, and hard energy, screaming and stuff like that. And as everybody's leaving, they play fucking "You're Welcome" from Maui or Moana or whatever.
They always do that after a con. When it's outfill time, the exfil time, they always start putting something stupid on so that people are like, okay, we're gonna just get going.
No, it was worse. So many drunk people just started singing along. What did I say except you're welcome? And they were singing it accurately too, so that was like deep
course.
recessed in their memory.
Dude, I don't need
Yeah.
to be drunk for that. I would sing along too.
Hell yeah! But speaking of sing along, probably give you a moment to think.
So
What exactly? What concerts would you like to attend if you could attend a concert? Like,
where would you
band-
like to scream, just fucking holler, jump around? Doesn't matter what
Yeah.
seats you get.
Linkin Park.
Now or
I
previous?
mean, we don't have
Yes.
a time machine, and now
Linkin
it's just
Park,
Mike Shinoda and the other
Michael
guys.
Jackson.
I really don't
Amy
know.
Winehouse.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm not
Nirvana.
really like a music guru as a lot of you guys are.
Well, I know. Okay, how about
Oh,
this?
what
I'll
music do
say
you
a name right
listen to?
now. I'll
Uh,
say a name right now, and I'll tell, and you'll tell. You can say yes or no whether you would go to the concert. Jesus.
Okay. Of course. But like,
There's
like,
one every
hit it.
Sunday. It's free-ish.
No,
I'll
no,
be-
not Jesus. Jesus.
the German rapper.
The
Oh.
German fucking hardcore
Okay, yeah.
gangsta.
Oh yeah, that's
I would have to probably hide way in the back.
Oh God. Just
But
put on those fake tattoo sleeves that you can get at Hot Topic.
put on a
Yeah,
bulletproof
they got-
vest. You don't
there's-
know what
there's
the
all
fuck's
these-
going down.
all these, crazy.
He's gonna
fucking-
shoot up his own concert.
There's gonna be all these crazy people, and then there's gonna be a skinny Tom and Jerry and SpongeBob tattoo guy walking in.
Dude, you'd be the most popular cat there. They would protect you like an uncle protects, like,
Just-
you know, they'd be like
Just draw
listen,
a giant
he is-
teardrop
no,
under
no,
your
they'd be
eye
like,
with a
this-
Sharpie.
They'd be like, this is baby Good Budz Isaac. We take good care of him. Make sure he has good time. Nobody fucks with him.
Look
And
at his arm.
You'd be like
Look at his
sitting
arm.
back.
It's Tom and Jerry and
You'd be-
SpongeBob.
yeah, you'd
We
be straight
just
up-
got SpongeBob, and
Yeah,
we've been watching Tom and Jerry for the last 24 years.
I know, right? And you'd be like sitting on a chair made of cocaine with like girls giving you drinks, like, you know, like fucking.
I won't
You
drink
want
it, but thanks.
Yeah, you want cocaine? No, thank you. No,
No,
as
for a
chair. Oh yeah, sure.
Here's a drink.
I'll-
It contains mescaline
Yeah.
and 4 different kinds of MDMT.
Can I get
I'll
juice?
take it,
Yeah, I got some
but I
apple juice
won't.
right here.
I won't do it.
Yeah, you're like, I'll
I'll
take
take
it.
but I won't do anything with it.
Yeah. No, they'll
I
just come
might
up to you.
flush it.
They'd
So-
come up to you and they'd be like, no, you just hand it off to the next person you see, and they'd be like, man, I like this guy. He's so generous.
So wait, would you go to a Snoop Dogg concert? It's Snoop Dogg, man.
Dog, I'd go in a heartbeat. Snoop, you ever come to Canada?
Would you go to a Wiz Khalifa concert?
I was actually supposed to go one of those.
Would
but
you go to
I
a
forgot
Kiz
what
Khalifa
happened.
concert?
Snoop Dogg? Actually, no.
Not Snoop Dogg?
Oh.
Okay. Now, would you go to a Snoop Dogg
I-
and Wiz Khalifa concert?
If he was there, yes. But
Yeah.
if it's Snoop Dogg, no.
Would you
I
go to
wasn't a crazy. I'm not a crazy fan of his music.
would you go to a Backstreet Boys concert?
Now?
Well, now
Probably
they're
not
Backstreet on the
now.
Block. No, because now they're touring with New Kids on the Block, and it's like New Kids on the Block
Oh,
and Backstreet Boys or whatever.
hold
and-
on.
Yeah, they're touring together, bro.
Hold up!
Yeah, straight
Wait
up.
a minute!
So now, yeah, because like they're calling it like New Kids on the Backstreet or some shit, and it's like the New Kids on the Block, and they're touring with the Backstreet Boys, like straight up.
And I'm assuming they do a couple songs together,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. They do both. Like they do songs like hit songs from both of the bands, and they perform like full everything,
awesome.
man. Yeah, it's wild. Like I've actually like seen a couple
Uh,
articles about it and seen a few videos. It's fucking rocking, man.
I wouldn't mind going to a rock concert.
Yeah.
New kids from the back
or New Kids on the
from
Backstreet.
New Kids on the Back Street in sync.
New Kids sink in the Backstreet.
Oh my god!
Sink
New
New
Kids
Kids
on-
in the Backstreet.
New
The
kids
new
on the
kids
back
are in sync and the backstreet.
Yeah.
back shank.
Backstreet Boys.
What's a bat shank? Shank. It's like a sword being pulled out.
Oh my god.
Isaac's high. I love it.
It's
But
magnificent.
no. What about like Eminem?
Yeah.
Oh
Eminem,
yeah.
You go to? Fuck yeah.
That-
Mhm.
what was it?
What about
Your
Evanescence?
beard is weird.
Oh, I would like to go see them and their other song.
yeah, that one
I'd-
song and their other song.
Oh yeah. I love Bring Me to Life and their other song.
Yeah. What is it? It's My Immortal in the other one. It's-
No, it's My Immortal, Bring Me to Life, and the other one. Then
yeah,
they
something
have
like
three.
that. Wait, they have three? I thought it was only the two. Well, whatever. But yeah, no.
On a serious note, it's just a joke.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Evanescence is good.
We all love Amy Lee.
Yeah, Evanescence
Love
is
Amy
good,
Lee.
man. Fucking like they're very talented musicians. But okay,
And
okay.
her
So
that song and that other song she has. We love her.
yeah, we finished. So, but okay. So you
Oh,
said
what
you would
about
like to
CeeLo
go,
Green?
like-
You can go watch all of his hit.
I don't think
Or the remaining.
Didn't he
watch.
Didn't he get canceled?
Or you could watch. You could go to a Black
CeeLo
Eyed Peas.
Gold got canceled.
Yeah. CeeLo Green's fine. CeeLo Gold got canceled. But you could go to a Black Eyed Peas
Oh, R.
concert.
Kelly.
But well, there's only one of them left now, so it's Black Eyed Pea. A Black Eyed Pea concert.
Will I Am featuring Fergie.
That's it.
Special guest appearance by Taboo and the other one.
Fergie singing the national anthem. That's a concert I'd love to see.
Oh my god.
Fergie singing a cluster of national anthems in her weird ass fucking national anthem.
Featuring
singing
Roseanne.
style. Featuring Roseanne Barr.
With Kirk Hammett doing the guitar.
Oh god.
Talk about Roseanne, the chick who got canceled for saying the N-word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but she got
Roseanne.
canceled before that for singing the national anthem wrong.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she sang the national.
Oh.
She sang it
forgot
right,
the
but
words.
she sang it. No, she sang it perfectly. She remembered the word perfectly.
She sang
It's
it
just
wrong.
she sang it wrong.
She did not. You know when
She
you
did
how
not
it
sing it
goes?
right.
You know how you go, oh say can you see? She kind of went more like, oh say can you see?
No, imagine
God.
Fran's. No, it's more like Fran's Dresser.
More than
Fucking a honk.
By the dance early
I would rather see that.
Exactly.
I would.
It's
I would
on
like to-
YouTube.
I would
It's on
pay. I would pay Fran Dresser to sing the national anthem.
Fun fact, my favorite episode of The Nanny is when they go to the sushi restaurant and Fran, the actress, obviously, like, who plays Fran or whatever,
Yeah.
eats the wasabi, and she suddenly starts talking completely normal. She's just kind of like, she eats the wasabi, and she's like, hey, oh my goodness, what the hell? Oh, that cleared my sinus, and she's like, that cleared my sinuses right out. What is this? This wasabi? It's amazing. Oh, there, now it's back. Oh my goodness. And like, it's just fucking like, but it was so weird because her like nasaliness just completely went away. And she's like, wow, that cleared my sinuses. And it's like my favorite fucking moment in the entire series of The Nanny. I remember
That would be
it to this day.
amazing if fucking they did that on Family Guy with
Oh,
Lois.
yeah. Oh, with Lois. Yeah. It's like, ow,
I'm
Peter,
sure they could do the
I'm
same
going to
shit.
eat some sushi. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is really good. Wow. Peter, you've got to try some of this.
Peter, this is really amazing. You actually gotta try
Oh
some
my-
of it. Oh, now it's back.
Oh my goodness. Oh
I'm
my
Fran
goodness.
Dresser.
Oh my
Ah,
goodness.
kill it.
Ah, kill it. Oh my god. So, okay, back to the topic of music though, and concerts.
Yes.
You said you wanted to go, like, you would like to go to a rock show. Like some kind of rock concert or something. Like, are there any particular rock bands or rock groups or artists or whatever that you wouldn't mind seeing that are alive?
Meatloaf's not dead. Is Meatloaf dead?
Well,
No,
Meatloaf's
Meatloaf's
alive,
not
but he's
dead.
retired.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he's touring anymore.
He's like solid
he-
retired.
I think he still makes some music here and there,
No,
but
no, his health is
Okay.
really bad. I remember reading an article probably
Then-
a year,
okay,
at least a couple years ago now. I don't know how long ago now, but
then I gotta pitch my idea really quick for
Yeah,
him.
because
Anyway.
he did a performance at a baseball game and he was like really shaky and his voice was starting to go, so he decided to retire before his voice went
So-
because he wanted to go out on a high note because Meatloaf is the
It's
shit.
just- System of a Down would be a good one.
Oh
System of a
yeah,
Down
they're
would be
actually back
great.
together again. They had
Yeah.
gone on hiatus for a minute there, but Serge Tankian and Darren made an announcement that they're jamming again.
Just because, shit and giggles. Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
go just for the hype. If
Well,
I
their
got
new dad
pits-
rock shit's
only
kinda
for
weird.
pit seats. Only for pit seats, and
Oh,
only
yeah.
if they played classic stuff.
But they're
I would go there.
They
Yeah.
can play some new stuff, no problem. But they have to play at least some of the classics.
Yeah, I think they do.
I'll go
still in
there.
their
They do
concerts.
rolling. I'm gonna be rolling on the floor.
Oh,
Fuck it.
I'll go in Dark Souls attire. I'll go
Oh,
as
fuck
fully as fucking
Just
Solaire
keep
and just start
rolling,
rolling.
rolling.
What? Yeah, Josh Brolin. I'll go dressed as Josh Brolin.
I'm gonna bring stuff to break.
Oh my god, now look at you and tell you to give me something to break. That's
when I
like,
give
Isaac,
people-
give me something to break.
See, that's when I'll give people my helmet. Like, if I just keep going this way, I just might break your fucking face tonight. And then just smash it on the ground.
Or just give them, or just like literally go around handing them like break this in case of needing something to break and like hand it out. Like to people when he's like, every time he says give me something to break, just throw one out to the audience. Like, whiff it. So donk somebody in the head.
I don't know. I could just imagine the energy from a System of the Down. If like Sugar came on,
Oh man.
or what was the other one that's like almost the sound like simulator BYOB.
Oh,
Yeah. Like I mean,
Dude,
well,
I want to see them if fucking audio video comes on and see how many people start dancing like a polka. Like
oh my
polka
god,
music.
everybody, every single person in the audience should.
That'd be great.
Ah.
The only
Yeah.
appropriate thing to do.
I would love to see. I would
Yeah.
love to see System of a Down.
Yeah, but like that would be a great concert, man.
I
Like
think
System of a Down.
I was
Like,
supposed to see him at one point, but I ended up not.
yeah, they tend to when they tour Canada. Oh, this is just a slight tangential thing. One of the things I hate about Canada is that bands will always be like, "We're going on a Canada-wide tour," and then they'll announce their tour dates, and they go from BC, British Columbia, which is on the far west coast of Canada,
Yep, like
to
Vancouver and
to
stuff,
Toronto, which is in the middle of Canada,
right
and then
above
they're-
me,
yeah,
around
which is
Detroit,
right above Curtis, and then they're like, "Yep, we're done," and then they dip the fuck out of Canada.
through Saskatchewan, Alberta, all that
No,
stuff.
they
and then-
go BC, like Saskatchewan, Alberta, all that shit. They go all the way through. They'll hit Toronto, and maybe sometimes they'll go to Quebec. Montreal's pretty popular for concerts. Sometimes they'll
Yeah.
go to Quebec, but most of the time they hit Toronto, and then they're like, "Yep, that's our Canada-wide tour. See ya." And we're like, "What the
Some-
fuck? We're over here in the East Coast. Like, man, Halifax has
depends.
wicked venues. Get the
Now
fuck
the
up
only
here."
depending factor is if they're originally from New York, because then they'll do the same thing, but they'll keep going all the way till Niagara Falls, and then they'll go probably New Brunswick, but not go to fucking
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nova
They'll go to
Scotia.
they'll go to New Brunswick, but then they will not go to Nova Scotia. And a few big bands have come to Nova Scotia, like Metallica's been here, Paul McCartney's been here, fucking like Guns N' Roses has been here, fucking like we've had some big names have come to
Oh.
Nova Scotia, but it is few and far between and very rare that they actually come to Nova Scotia because they just why would they? They like I mean even though Nova Scotians are like obsessive about concerts, we love them. We always they always sell out. Whatever band comes here, whatever the venue, they sell out every time because people in Nova Scotia love music, but it's just out of the way enough, like just
Right.
enough out of the way that it takes a little bit of extra work, right? Like extra like fucking you need to like fly into the
But
Halifax
whoever d-
airport, have the
but any of the
logistics.
Right, but any of the people who do decide to make that extra venture, they get the reward because people are crazy for fucking concerts. They crave them at that point.
Absolutely. Like, well, Nova Scotia has been credited as one of the reasons why Alexis on Fire blew up. Alexis on Fire, like, they did a lot of touring around Nova Scotia. I saw them when they were a very small band. I saw Alexis on Fire when they were, like, literally not on the fucking radar, like, at all.
Right.
Like, I saw them in a Lions Club. Do you guys
Yeah.
have these kind of things up and down?
Lions
in the States?
clubs, yeah.
Yeah, Lions clubs. Yeah, it's like a Lions club, and it was literally in a Lions club hall, like, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like a bunch of fucking crazy punk bands like Keepin' Six and like a bunch of other shit. But Alexis on Fire and the Cancer Bats and like I saw all these guys before they were big, and like with Alexis on Fire, like they blew up because Nova Scotians got obsessed with them and shared them with fucking everyone, and obviously
Right.
because they're stupid talented guys, but.
Right.
Like it was like they blew the fuck up and like
Yeah.
but a lot of bands and the Trues are another one.
This-
Like the Trues blew up because of Nova Scotia. Like
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
It's similar for I mean, it's few and far between, but Michigan is similar, especially for bands that, come out of Michigan or
Oh, yeah.
near Michigan.
Well, Detroit Rock City, man.
Detroit Rock City for sure, but specifically in the last couple of years, Group Love, I believe they're a Canadian band,
Yep.
and when they hit Detroit through Windsor and through Detroit stations, we fucking loved them, ate them up, and they fucking spread through the rest of the
massive,
United States
yeah.
through
They're
Detroit,
huge in the States
basically.
now. Yeah, they're huge in the States now. And
Exactly.
Like, and, yeah,
Same with shit. There was another one who Summer Suns.
yeah, I
Summer
think I've
Suns is
heard-
another
I think I've
band
heard
who
of them
just
as well,
did
yeah.
the same thing. But also for bands who derive specifically from Michigan, God damn it. I'm drawing blanks on certain Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, Greta Van
fucking-
Fleet. Yeah.
They were a
Those
band
kids.
that came out, fucking small band. I've heard that they were playing at small venues, and I never went there. And
Yeah.
the time I finally did go and see them, they sold out the Fox Theater and had to play another show the next night.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
also sold out. They were
trying to
selling
think.
out concerts fucking multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
it
a
was
band that.
I
came
only
from
got in
Cleveland.
because I was doing sub work with my dad to fix the beer cooler. And once that was done, we're just like, well, might as well go to these unoccupied seats on the balcony. And yeah.
Thanks.
So, what up, Isaac?
Trying to think of a band that's from Cleveland.
9 Inch Nails are from Cleveland.
Isn't Smashing Pumpkins from Cleveland too? Because I think they come up here sometimes and they work at the One Haunted House during on the
That'd be
meantime.
awesome.
I'm not certain.
That would be awesome to just fucking go to a band or go to a haunted house or a scare trail or some shit like that, and then it's just a goddamn like, Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor? Yeah, no, straight up though. Yeah, like Nine Inch Nails is. Yeah, I know Nine Inch Nails is from Cleveland. Like so that's pretty badass. Because they're one of the most interesting. The Raspberries also.
What about Drew Carey? Is he a band?
Drew Carey counts.
I will count Drew Carey.
Yeah, Drew Carey.
White Stripes for us. We had White Stripes. Eminem, obviously.
Oh, yes.
We fucking love him. Kid Rock.
Kid Rock is Kid Rock.
Kid Rock's Kid Rock.
It is what it
Bob
is.
Seger.
I can name other artists that are from other parts of Ohio, but not Cleveland.
Yeah.
Is LeBron James a musician?
No.
Oh.
His
Bron
mayonnaise an instrument.
Is mayonnaise an instrument? But speaking of which, now would probably be a good time. Once again, Isaac, how you feeling, buddy?
I can feel it. That's for sure.
You can feel it. Is it coming in the air tonight?
One second.
You need to hold on. You can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on.
I can feel it in my eyes for sure. I don't
Really?
know why I can feel it in my eyes, but I can feel it in my eyes.
Actually, fun fact: the reasoning behind that is because your tear ducts actually it causes a little bit of drying and dehydration when you smoke cannabis, right? So a lot of the time that'll affect your eyes, which is why you get dry eyes, and that also causes your eyes to squint more because your face muscles just kind of relax. You're not used to having relaxed face muscles. It's like resting bitch face, but
Eye
you're
drops.
happy.
Eye drops are amazing.
Where's my Mountain Dew?
Don't put Mountain Dew in your ass.
Well, you can get your Mountain Dew, and I will get my bong packed and ready because we're nearing the end of our time here.
Yeah,
Shank, are you going to join me?
I will indeed, my good sir. You know I always do. I got a bong packed right here, ready to go.
And Isaac, we always say smoke to your limitations. So are you going to be smoking anymore?
I think I'm out.
All
All
right.
right. Then,
Maybe
we're
next,
not gonna push
next
you.
time. Maybe next time, brother.
even though normally I would be like, dude, high velocity, like hook up a
It's-
gas. I can show you how to make a gas mask and a bong easily.
Maybe between
But-
episodes, and we'll.
It's gonna be the first time for a long time.
There you go, bro.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
All good, man.
I hear
We
you.
appreciate you smoking with us, and while you drink your Mountain Dew, we are going to take our bongs. Hopefully, you butt at home have your bongs packed, your bowls packed, your joints rolled, your blunts rolled, your vapes ready, your rigs ready, your edibles. You probably take them again. We don't give a fuck
Yeah.
at this point.
That's true.
And with all that being said, let us blaze that last time of the episode. Tok tok shkabok.
Hooty-hoo.
Ooh.
We should go to a Toto concert.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh
I'm down.
fuck yeah.
Sign me up. All right.
Once
so-
they play their only two good songs, we leave.
Good call, man. Good
Right.
call. So
Hey,
once
we
again,
get easy access to the merch booth.
Hell
that's
yeah.
true. It's true. But I would like to thank you once again, Isaac, for joining us for this episode. As usual, I appreciate you being here. And thank you for smoking
See.
with us. It's totally cool. I would like to thank the buds at home for listening to us and remind them to like, comment, and subscribe if they like what they've seen here. And if they've stuck with us through this conversation, thank you. It's been a little chaotic.
Exactly. We've sprawled here and there, but the main basis was we all love concerts, and hopefully you buds can get out there, listen to your favorite music live, fucking enjoy the crowd, and hopefully you can do it safely.
Yeah.
You know, obviously practice whatever the fuck you have to.
Let
Enjoy
us know
safely.
about your favorite concerts as well. Like, comment that wherever you are. Just
Ones you've
send
been
it
to,
us.
ones you're excited to go to, ones where you smoked fat, massive bong rips at.
Mhm.
Which, speaking of which, I was smoking my vape the entire time I was there because they let you smoke.
Hell
So it was
yeah.
nice.
Hell
Um,
yeah. Well, it's hard to stop everybody from smoking. That's what I found. I went and I saw Cheech and Chong live once, which was also fantastic.
Oh,
And
that's a different story.
yeah, that's a different
That's
story. That's a story.
everybody.
Yeah, that's a different story for another day. But literally, it all started with one dude sparking up, and then it just like you literally the lights kind of went low, like the lights went dim at the beginning of
Yep.
the concert, and like literally as soon as the lights went dim, you saw a lighter spark, and then you saw like 70
A
other
ripple
fucking lighters
effect.
spark. Like it was like.
It was like the wave, but
so
with
cool.
lighters.
Oh, it was so cool, man. It was such a great scene.
That's it. See you buds next week on the Good Buds podcast.
Later, buds.
Later.
Wait, what?